Okay, so we'll go through 7F and then a bit later we'll go through 7G. So in 7F we're talking about what's called the Bernoulli, I've heard it pronounced Bernoulli, I've heard it pronounced Bernoulli distribution. So let's go, basically it's going to lead on to our binomial distribution, which we've had a look at last year. But to begin with, we have, let's have a read of the notes. It arises from a probability experiment with the following properties. So probability experiment that has two possible outcomes, and we have a 1 that denotes a success in that experiment and 0 denotes a failure. We only perform the experiment once, and P represents the probability of success, Q is the probability of failure. So we have a probability distribution that demonstrates it there, and then we have a number of properties here: mean, variance, standard deviation. Okay, so we have a mother goes out shopping and asks her teenager to wash the dishes. If X equals 1, the teenager washes the dishes. If X equals 0, the teenager does not wash the dishes. Part A, describe why this is a Bernoulli distribution. All right, so we have two outcomes. Okay, and they are clearly denoted as success or failure. So clearly labelled success or failure. Very good. So they're the two properties, all right? So we have two outcomes and they're both clearly labelled success or failure, and we only have one trial. We're performing it once. The mum's going out for one afternoon. Okay, so that's part A. Part B, given the probability that the teenager will wash the dishes is 0.32, draw the probability distribution. Okay, so our events are not washing the dishes and washing the dishes, and we know the probability of washing the dishes is 0.32, which means the probability of not washing the dishes is the 0.68. Okay, and on to part C, find the mean, standard deviation, and variance. Well, the mean, all right, is just like a probability distribution. When we would calculate the mean, E of X, we have 0 times 0.68, 1 times 0.32. So we're just going to be left with P, the probability of success. Always, 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 for a Bernoulli distribution, the mean will just be the probability of success. Find the standard deviation. So we have a formula here for the variance and the standard deviation. We'll do the variance first. So the variance is just P times Q. So that's going to be 0.32 times 0.68. And the standard deviation is just the square root of the variance, isn't it? So it's just going to be the square root of our answer here. So we'll just evaluate those.
0.2176.
Nice. For which one?
The big
Cool. And then that'll be the square root of 0.2176. Okay, very good. So, yeah, we'll stop there. That's enough to get into F. Let's go.